Hello and welcome. This is Silverlogs, and in today's episode I'm going to be showing you the Breath of the Wild Ancient Short Sword Papercraft. Like always, if you like this and you want to get it for yourself, then go to my Patreon at patreon.com/silverlogscraft, where you'll be able to get this and many other projects like this. Before going any further, I have some announcements to make. The first one is the majority of my older posts have been set to everyone, so they are no longer blocked behind a patron pledge. That doesn't apply to every single one, of course, but the majority of my old ones are now free to download. You don't longer need to be a patron to get it. Of course, my most recent ones will remain, and as I post new ones, older ones will be removed from the patron pledges so that everyone can download them. Besides that, all of my Blender files, those will be immediately set to everyone, so you don't need to be a patron, in order to acquire them. With that said, I would appreciate the patronage as that does help me a lot. So let's return to our model so we can talk a bit more about it. So as you can see here, there is a big difference between this one and the older ones. In the past I have experimented with texturing, but I was never really that good at it. But since the Asian source sword is actually a fairly decently simple texture project, I decided to experiment on it. The majority of these pieces are just unique, one texture applied to all of them, and the main parts of the body are all divided, so I didn't need to make any texture overlaps in each other. These pieces just are textured on their own. As you can see here, this is just one piece text, the one texture applied to one single block. So that's the reason I decided to experiment with texturing. As you can see, all of the meshes that require the same texture are just part of the same object. Nothing difficult was achieved here. The blade was the only thing that I really had a bit of problem achieving because let me see if I can still show you this. These require quite a bit of testing, and no, I am not skilled enough in Blender texturing to just do this. I know this is a very simple thing. Someone that works professionally with 3D models will actually do something much more complicated than this, but to me this is more than enough. So this was just a test. The Asian short sword papercraft was just a test to figure out if I was able to do it, and it turned out quite alright. So it's nothing that difficult on this one. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be keeping doing this in the future. It just means that, yeah, I'm still learning how to do them. So this papercraft, as you can see, it's not my most complicated one. It is somewhat complicated specifically on these two pieces. Let me see if I can show them to you. These two right here. Now, normally this wouldn't be much of a problem. The problem is these lines right here, the ones that are currently showing me orange, those are incredibly small. So if I go to over here and I pick this one, let me see where it is, right here on the page layout. There it is. So as you can see, these pieces are really thin and tiny. So this will be somewhat of a challenge put all together. Now that said, it's only these two pieces, as you can see here. These are the only two pieces that currently have that problem. All of the others are just big chunky pieces that don't really have any intricacy to them. Now of course, when I make the STL files for the 3D printed version, that won't be a problem at all. Now talking a bit more about the papercraft itself. It is designed to look like this, so yes, the blade does look like it is completely cut up, but it is not floating. As you can see, it is attached to the body of the sword. Of course, I do not own Breath of the Wild, Legends of Breath of the Wild, so I have to take this from pictures I found on Google, and it doesn't really show that well how these pieces form out of the main body as there's supposed to be energy. So this is the best approximation I could do while still making it reasonable to print as a papercraft model. Now when it comes to pages, it's not that complicated. I have made smaller projects that require large amount of pages, and when it comes to size, I decided to make this 70 centimeters long. I don't know how much that is in inches, but you could check that out for yourself. Now this is currently on my Patreon, as you can guess, as I said before. Eventually I will be putting this as a free download, of course. When I start, I don't have it as a timed one. You, as you know, Patreon now actually suggests you make things like this timed, but I still don't have that, as my upload schedule is still uncertain. So for now, I will be personally making it free to download as I start posting new ones. Now my next one, of course, is going to be the STL version of this, and when I do that, I'm gonna start setting my older ones. For example, my Androxy Revolver will be set to free download, and I believe is the oldest one I still have blocked. Now I still have some of the Fortnite one, but those will be set all together as they are ancient enough to allow for that. So with that said, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you go to my Patreon and unlock my other models. Even if you can support me, you can still enjoy the older files. Never forget that. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.